Hey everyone, it's kind of a interesting, kind of troubling thing that's happened in the past week. Kind of been dealing with and monitoring. Apparently, I have been the target of fraud with the Virginia Employment Commission. Last week, got three letters in the mail, all on the same day, that said I had filed for unemployment insurance. So the way the letters came in, you get one that kind of breaks down all of your income from the previous calendar year, or I guess at a minimum, at least the last 4 quarters. You get one letter that kind of explains how the program functions, and then you get another letter that explains or that gives you a PIN to log on to the website. You cannot log on to the website to do this. So obviously, I did not file Virginia unemployment insurance, and I wanted to make sure that payments had not been processed or in the works of getting processed. So, because on the form in very fine print, it shows that whoever set this up has set it up for direct deposit. So that was kind of interesting. Initially, I was like thinking it was going to be checks, but on the form it says direct deposit. So to ensure that this was not some sort of very sophisticated phishing campaign, some sort of social engineering attack, I did not, even though these looked very official, I filed business taxes in the past, regularly. I've seen what some of the letters come from the state, looks very official, but I still went to the website to kind of start matching up information. Did the phone numbers on the forms match the information on the website, just to be sure. So it all matched. I called them. The lady from Richmond and the office was very nice. Filed the fraud report over the phone for me. I didn't have to. They've got a full website set up for this. Apparently, this happens so frequently that if somebody does this, and during my research, I did see that at least since 2020, the number of fraudulent claims have skyrocketed, with other people having, some entities out there filing unemployment insurance in their names, and that didn't happen. The other thing that was weird is, at least with this process, we've moved twice in the past year. We sold our house. We moved into a temporary housing unit while we were waiting for the new house to finish construction, and have been in the new construction home for almost a year now. And the addresses that were submitted for this a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, from what they told me of when it was actually submitted, was from two addresses ago. It wasn't even like where we were at, during the early part of last year or the new house for the past year. This was two addresses ago. So I don't know if there's some sort of public record that's being utilized for people to do this. From just really cursory look, because I was concerned that there's other PII that's out there that's not just name, date of birth, and address, which are quite frankly pretty easy to look up. That there was some other, social, in particular, driver's license number, whatever else could be hanging out there is needed to require to file. And it looks like it was just employment information, name, address, employment information. So they couldn't tell me, or wouldn't tell me. They just said, "Hey, we filed the fraud report. Here's the confirmation number. You don't need to do anything else." So the other thing that I did as an additional step, because I don't know, is this, am I starting to look at full blown identity theft, and there's going to be credit cards open in my name. Somebody's trying to take out loans, things of that nature. One of the recommendations was to freeze your credit. I did not take the steps of freezing my credit. I did, because I do, obviously with this is absolutely fraud. I did not do this. I did enable additional fraud alerting with all the credit agencies. So I pulled the credit report just to make sure nothing else had been opened or attempted to be opened the last couple of weeks. The credit cards, I've looked, there's no other charges on them. So it doesn't look like anybody, at least to this point, has utilized, has my credit card information and try to use those for purchases. But I did enable additional fraud monitoring, that if you file it with one credit agency, after I had to go through a bunch of hoops to get that activated, it will trickle around to all of them. And I have actually been over the last few days getting the alert saying, "Hey, we noticed you've turned this on. We're starting to monitor this as well." So apparently, I don't know if this comes from the was that which agency had the major breach a couple years ago, but if they you can turn on fraud monitoring for 1 year if you have proof that you have been, like a police report or something from the FBI. They will turn on this enhanced fraud monitoring again for not just a year, but up to 7 years. And then, of course, you can, I believe, pay to freeze your credit. So anyway, just I thought it was an interesting thing. It's the first time I've had something like this happen. I think, at some point, if you purchase something online, credit card information has been leaked. I've had to change credit cards out, but to have somebody, officially file something with the state, and I get all these letters in the mail. That's a full blown fraud report. I found to be interesting. So, just kind of public service announcement. Be on the lookout. Definitely regularly check your credit report if you get something that looks weird, even in the mail. Definitely. I think hopefully most everybody is familiar with getting this stuff in email. You don't trust the source. I've seen some very, very sophisticated phishing campaigns that have taken full signature blocks, duplicated them, and changed like an I to an L. And I kid you not, on glance, you wouldn't notice it. And to the point where they actually purchased the domain that matched that. So they were really trying to pull off. It was very advanced. It was one of the most advanced ones I had seen last year. So if you feel like something's weird, something's out of tone from what you normally see from another person, look it up. Ask first before just clicking everything, before calling and handing over a bunch of information. And that's, you'll have yourself better protected than just blindly following instructions with when you get something kind of out of the blue that was unexpected. So have a good one.